Hi everyone, happy Tuesday. Just gonna sit here for a second. Actually, I'm gonna tag a few friends real quick. Bear with me for a second. If you're jumping on, please jump on to say hi. All right. Just jumping on to play with some makeup a little bit tonight. Have my primer on, my VFX Photo Finish primer. And then, of course, I am throwing on the Camera Ready Photo Finish foundation. And I figured I would just jump on here and, just talk a little bit about kind of how I got here and how I ended up with pharmacy and how I became a social media influencer and a work-from-home mom. Hi, Carissa. So I graduated with my undergrad, a bachelor's in chemistry, and then the plan originally was med school. Took my MCAT, I worked in a hospital, I did all the volunteering, blah, blah, blah. And then I didn't get to med school, so I continued on with my master's in public health administration. I went to college forever, right? It felt like it. Then I decided in the middle of, So right after I graduated undergrad, when I had started my master's in public health administration, I had found a job in a drug testing laboratory. And from that point, I ran a laboratory and worked full time. And then I got my master's in public health administration. In the middle of my master's in public health, I had an epiphany that I figured I wasn't going to go to med school anymore. And it felt amazing. So I figured if it felt so amazing, then it definitely was not the right path for me. And it was something that I had dedicated 7+ years to studying. And every decision that I made was focused around going to med school to become a doctor. Well, plans changed, right? And I feel like at 18 years old, I was so young to make that decision. And thankfully, I had a very supportive family. I had very supportive parents. They, were there for me through all the studying and making sure that I had what I needed to try and become a doctor. So then I have my master's in public health, kind of figuring out what I want to do. And I really start to fall in love with the forensic toxicology laboratory that I was working at and I was managing. I would work in the judicial system with drugs of abuse and other situations, minors. I would also work with probationers, all the things, all the drugs of abuse, you name it, and I worked with it. Kind of ran with this job for a little bit. I was young, making pretty decent money, right? I was inexpensive because I was young and fresh out of college. And I loved it. I worked my tail off. I got transferred to the St. Louis area back home from the job. And after that, I was promoted when I got transferred. And I became the laboratory production manager for the entire company. And I would process and manage the analysis of anywhere from 3,000 to 5,000 samples a day. Analytes, it would be anywhere from 5,000 to 15,000. Analyze results. I had a team of 15 people, and I was pretty dang good at what I did. I remember rolling the instruments into this facility. I remember expanding so we could do higher quality testing, and I continued my education, and I started getting my master's in forensic toxicology. I was definitely encouraged where I was working to get this master's in forensic toxicology, and I traveled all over the North American continent, and I would speak and present, and I studied synthetic cannabinoids and all sorts of very different things than what I'm doing now. I really loved working in the science field. I didn't also realize that it wasn't important to work 60 to 70 hours a week. I was so young that I didn't realize it was totally not necessary to be sitting at Thanksgiving dinner with my family and working on some essay that was due for my master's. So, a few positive things out of it. I definitely know how to work hard. I, can study. I know quite a bit about science, and it was something that I felt passionate about, and I really enjoyed it. So, then things got crazy at work, and long story made short, I didn't have a PhD, they needed a PhD, and I moved on. I had so much anxiety going to work. It was tough. I didn't realize that the type of work environment that I had been put in is not something that would be conducive to a positive environment to help me flourish and grow. So I moved on to a bioanalytical research laboratory, and I was there, and I would analyze results from tests of whatever type of new medication that was out on the market or new drug. And again, more science, more analysis. I loved looking at data and all the graphs and numbers. So I liked it, right? It was cool. Then during this whole transition, I got pregnant. Josh and I got pregnant. Such a blessing in disguise, because if it wasn't for Beckett, I don't think that I would have realized how much that I wanted to be a stay-at-home mom, how much I missed crafting and creating and missed being my girly self. When you work 60 to 70 hours a week, the last thing you want to do is get up and put makeup on. I mean, I have mastered the mom bun. You guys see this? And it's like a daily thing for me. So, it definitely was an experience. And when I was able to transition to a different laboratory and I was able to focus on my pregnancy, I wasn't running a team of 15. I wasn't helping manage 27 sites across the country. I wasn't traveling to Canada or to Pennsylvania or to West Virginia. I wasn't helping, get other labs across the country accredited. So I realized very quickly that the science field just wasn't something that I was in love with anymore. And along came Beckett, and I was still working. And I found social media marketing, right? Very different, totally taboo almost, I guess, from the world that I was in. And I didn't care anymore. I wanted to be with my babies. I wanted to be able to provide an income, because as a scientist, I did pretty well. And I didn't want to leave all the weight on Josh when I was on maternity leave. So I found the first business that I was in for 2.5 years. I learned a lot. I lost 80 pounds of the products. It was amazing. I enjoyed it. And it helped me get to the place where I was confident enough to leave the science world and be a stay-at-home mom, right? I know a lot of people think I'm crazy. Nearly 2 master's degrees, obviously a bachelor's degree then, a world of experience, several accreditations, and I was done. Right? I wanted to follow my heart, and thankfully I had such a supportive fiance, and we have such a supportive family that I was able to follow my dream. And yeah, you can hear my dream in the background screaming like a banshee. That is her new thing. She's fine. She's just yelling at her brother because he's not giving her attention. Okay, so, I did my journey with the first business I was in. I became a stay-at-home mom, and then I found myself in a rut. Regurgitating information, enjoying the products, but I felt like something was totally missing. And you don't realize that when you are newer in the social marketing world and you see a ton of successful people doing what you're trying to do, and so you want to do what they're doing. And I did, and it didn't work. And that's okay, because it's not always going to work for everybody. It's going to work for some people. But that doesn't mean that you can't work from home. That doesn't mean you can't be a social media influencer. That doesn't mean you can't do what thousands and hundreds of thousands of people are literally making a living out of today. And they are owning their own time, and they are with their kids all the time if they want to be. Or they're able to send their kids to daycare and not worry about the bill. Or they're able to get whatever groceries they want at the store because they have 3 teenagers that eat them out of house and home because they're homeschooled right now. Or you just want something that's just for you, and you want to be able to focus on yourself a little bit more, and you want to feel better about yourself. Or you just want to learn how to do makeup again. Or you find it super interesting that we ban 100 different chemicals. So, I have been on the journey from trying to be a medical physician to then running a forensic drug testing laboratory and testifying in court, traveling all over the country, to now being home with my babies and doing what I love most, focusing on them, focusing on their development, focusing on supporting my fiance and our dreams to build our own legacy and check things off our own bucket list and our dream board. You know, the best part is I was so tired of not being able to provide amazing products that everybody that, you know, I could guarantee would love. And I didn't want to do auto ships or memberships anymore. I didn't want to ask people, you know, to try something that wasn't going to be affordable, that they could not add into their lifestyle. I also really want to start just implementing new products that were in line with our lifestyle. We are vegetarian. We are transitioning more to a keto vegetarian lifestyle. We can talk about that another time. Our kids are vegetarian. We love it. And we are also looking to go more towards green. So I want chickens for eggs. We want to do a rain barrel. We have plans for our garden next year. And we have, well, I have to get rid of gophers first. So if anybody knows how to get rid of gophers, let me know. Our neighbor told me he has a trap at a 22. Yeah, I don't know. I can't. So anyways, if you have any like gopher advice, let me know. We've got like a family of 6 gophers living in my like future she shed, chicken coop, whatever it's going to be out there. And I think the entire space where my garden's going to be is underneath is like their tunnel home. I mean, I'm sure it's probably going to be calling animal control, but anyways. So we have lots of plans to go green. So finding pharmacy was super important. I wanted to make sure that I had products that I could guarantee were as chemical free as possible. The U.S. only requires the ban of 15 when Europe requires the ban of 100. Like, that makes you think a little bit. And of course, I've been watching a few more Netflix documentaries like Fat Fiction or all the other ones escape me right now, but whatever. And I wanted to make sure that I practice what I preach, you know, and that I share with people what I preach. So we are definitely moving towards a green household, greener products that are healthier for our children and our lives, especially since that's a diet that we believe in and that we have felt has worked for our family as well. And yeah, you know, that's pretty much my story. And I hope that it might have connected with anyone. If anybody has any questions, I am an open book and I will, you know, if I don't know the answer, I will see what I can do to find it. Yeah. You know, so as far as that goes, I'm just going to finish up my makeup real quick here. Did not mean to say queer. Anyways, I am throwing up just some mascara real quick. I have already put on my Photo Finish primer. I put on the peach palette for contouring, a little bit of highlight stick, and then I'm good to go for the day. Of course, I'm not really going anywhere. Pandemic problems, right? Let's see. There we go. So easy peasy. Let's see what lipstick I have here to try. I love lipstick. And if anybody has any questions about joining my team, if you haven't noticed, my team is blowing up and I've done social media marketing for a while and I've never had this type of response. And I'm just being myself. That's the best part. Just be you. So I am going to try Dusty Rose. And then I will be jumping off of here so I can get dinner going. We will be making cauliflower buffalo bites, buffalo wings tonight. I'll definitely share the recipe and post it. And if you guys want to join pharmacy, it's only $20. You get 50% off of everything and no website fees, no yearly fee, no nothing. I hope you guys enjoyed this live tonight. Definitely have never shared my story the way that I have. So I hope that, you know, it definitely just touched somebody out there. I hope you guys have a great night and happy Tuesday. Bye.